Hector, I am so happy to have you here. New president in 2017 of Lutheran Social Services for Wisconsin and Upper Michigan. It's a privilege you've taken time out to meet with me and explore. Oh, sure. I love exploring how leaders like you get up every day, not only find meaning personally in life and work, but help create meaning for others. So it's just really cool to have you here.
Great, thank you. So happy to be here.
Yeah. So just to kick off, can you tell me a little bit about the work you're doing as CEO of Lutheran Social Services right now?
Yeah. So I started off by wanting to create a vision, a mission, and values for the organization. And it wasn't going to be a top-down approach. So here's the mission, vision, and values. I really wanted to co-create that with the staff. And we really went through a robust process. We involved our contracted partners, our staff. We have an operating board, a foundation board, our congregations that have supported us over the years. We had focus groups and surveys and meetings, and so we went through a really robust process. And the outcome turned out to be our new vision is creating healthy communities filled with people using their God-given gifts to serve.
Oh, I love it.
And the way we try to realize that vision is by fulfilling our mission, which is to act compassionately, serve humbly, and lead courageously. And
can you say that again?
Yeah. Act compassionately, serve humbly, and lead courageously.
Oh, wow.
And the values we came up is first compassion. This is an organization that is truly compassionate for the people we serve. The next one is courage, and that is that we have to sometimes fight to do the right thing for the people we serve, for our staff, as well as for the organization and our community. And the third one is change. We have to constantly be evolving, changing our service delivery approaches, making sure we're on top of best practices and evidence-based approaches to make sure that we're serving our people with the greatest impact. And the last value is co-creation. And this is about us really working together. This is not going to be a top-down approach. This is not going to be, here's your strategic plan, now go do it. We are going to work on this together. And this is about our staff, our partners, our board, our leadership, all working together to move the organization forward. So that was a big part of the beginning. Then it's working with my leadership team and getting the right people on the bus to move this strategic direction forward. So we made some changes there, and then set a strategic plan that's based on 4 pillars. The first pillar is becoming a workplace of choice, where this is really focused on our staff. How do we make sure that we're serving our staff correctly, that we're providing them with a good wage, and that they feel very passionate about what they do. So by becoming a workplace of choice, we really want to hear from our staff. How can we become a workplace of choice? I'm not going to tell you how we're going to become a workplace of choice. Our staff are going to tell us, and then we're going to execute to make sure that we can deliver for them. The next area is a partner of choice. And that's where we want to make sure we have high quality services with good outcomes, and we can articulate a return on our investment. The third pillar is financial viability, and that's where we need to make sure that we're around as an organization not only next year, but 5 years and 10 years and 20 years to come. So we really have to maximize our revenue, more fundraising, more innovation, bringing in new dollars to the organization. And the last pillar is we want to create an integrated business model where we are one. We're not siloed. We want to break down our silos, operationalize pockets of excellence that exist within this organization. At the end of the day, become one. One LSS. So those are some of the things
Is that all?
we've been working on. It's been fun. I love it. I got a great team. There's great staff here in this organization. It has been so exciting.
Wow. So out of all of that, personally, what's most exciting to you?
Yeah, I think the impact we have on the people we served 37,000 individuals last year. And just hearing the stories and the impact that we have, whether it be a child that needs a loving parent to give them an opportunity to succeed in life, or an individual that has penetrated the criminal justice system, and how we provide them with behavioral health and rehabilitation, and belief in their infinite potential, and give them an opportunity to succeed, or that person with addiction, that we can provide them with love and care and the rehabilitation they need to succeed. So there's tons of impacts we have in this organization. It's truly humbling to be a part of it.
I have to say, I love hearing an executive use the words love and courage and humble. It's just, it inspires me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if you bring it down to what Hector gets to do on a day-to-day basis, what's most meaningful to you personally? Like, what are some of the things you get the opportunity to do?
Yeah. I think first, work with servant leaders in this organization that are so compassionate. They are so humble. They do this work because they love it, and they love the people that we serve. And so seeing that and being a part of that is again, just truly humbling, and it's what brings me to work each and every day.
So what or who inspired you to do this work?
So I'd like to say my mom. My mother and father got a divorce when I was 12 years old. And when my father went back to Puerto Rico. My mother worked 2 and 3 jobs to support us. My father didn't support us financially after he left. And it was really tough on the family. My mom worked entry-level jobs, a factory, cleaning, those type of things. And she really struggled to really support the family. But I never complained. And we would, serve the hungry. They would come to our house, and we would have one pork chop, and I'm sorry, we're going to have to share that pork chop and that rice and beans. And so instead of having a full meal, we're going to have half a meal, and we're going to be happy because we're serving someone else who really, really needs it. And so I learned that from my mom at an early age. My sister has bipolar disorder, and she was diagnosed at 17, was addicted to drugs, and my mom just has been there for her every step of the way, just with so much love. My sister's boyfriends over the years, also some of them would have mental illness. My mom would voluntarily be their case manager and serve them, take them grocery shopping, take them, she's just this bundle of love and service. So clearly I learned so much from her, and continue to be inspired by her heart.
Wow. In terms of how you keep learning, is there something you're reading now, or a TED Talk you've seen lately, or a person you follow in terms of blogs or anything?
So I read a lot every single day, multiple books a day. But one book I like to reference is The Pharaoh by Jose Maria Escriva. And the book is really focused on virtues. And if you read the book, you'll be touched daily. It really helps you be a better person. For me, a better husband, father, CEO. Each and every day I get insights from that book that really is like, wow, okay, I better straighten up here, or just good insights of where I could be better, and it's really inspiring.
Thank you for sharing that. I haven't read that, so
yeah, give it a try. You'll love it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
If it creates this type of service leadership,
yes. Definitely.
That's awesome.
You'll really enjoy it.
Well, it sounds like you're having lots of successes. And we know we learn from failures. There's a lot being written about failing fast, and how much we learn. Do you have a favorite failure or a failure you bounced back from that you would share?
Yeah, I think I had a big failure when I was 19 years old, and I was favored to go to the Olympics as a boxer.
Wow.
I was a 7-time national champion in 7 different weight classes and traveled all over the world with the United States national boxing team. And I was favored to go to the Olympics as a welterweight. In 1992, it would have been in Barcelona, Spain. And what happened was that I wasn't present, mind, body, and spirit. And I was looking ahead and not really focused. And I lost. And it was crumbling for me. I felt really terrible that my dreams were not going to be realized of going to the Olympics, winning a gold medal, becoming a world champion, professional boxer. That was my dream. When I was favored to go to the Olympics, I had a lot of contract offers to turn pro, or I had people interested in me to sign me to turn pro. But when I lost, it was pretty quiet, so they weren't around. That's when I really started searching, and I ended up buying my Bible, first Bible, in December 27, 1992, and gave my life to Christ. And that's where my life really changed. 5 months later, I fought the same guy, knocked him out in the first round for the U.S. Championship. So some of the promoters came back, and but I put it up through a year of prayer and discernment. And I felt a strong calling away from the sport. But that same dedication, determination, and discipline, it took me to be a champion boxer. I applied it into my life, striving for excellence in everything that I do, whether it be as a husband, as a father, as a professional in my career. I'm really striving for excellence. But here's one of the main points. I prepare myself. I'm very focused. So I get this role as the CEO. I want to be really focused. I want to operate with excellence. I want to take the time to be the very best I possibly can be. And I learned that from boxing and from the failure of boxing, from not making that Olympic. So
Wow. Have you written a book yet?
I have not, but I have thought of doing it, and
Yes.
maybe would like to do it sometime in the future.
Let's do that.
All right, okay, sounds good.
Because you packed so much into that story. One of the things that really hit me was when you said I wasn't present and I was looking into the future. And as an executive, you need to do both.
That's right. Yeah.
But being fully present is one of the key skills that I help coach leaders to do. So how do you stay present and also make sure you are looking ahead for your organization?
That's right. That's a great question, and you're exactly right. You need to do both. I think staying present, I think of listening, and I think of learning, and I think of my staff. How are they doing? How am I serving them? Through that process, I think you'll learn a lot, and that'll help you be present. But then you have to look into the future. Where are the best practices with regards to social services, and how are we looking there? How can we anticipate things that are coming our way before they come there, so we can be ahead of the curve? You need to do that. Stay on top of best practices, evidence-based approaches, and innovate. In this sector, the social services sector, we need to innovate in order to be relevant.
Yep. And in order to provide the best service.
That's right.
Yeah. Patient-focused, client-focused.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yes.
So in terms of being able to stay present, it sounds like you have a daily ritual around prayer and reading. Is there anything else you do to make sure Hector shows up fully?
Yep, mind, body, spirit. So from the body perspective, I try to eat reasonably well. We'll ask for forgiveness for this little donut here.
Well, I
today.
don't see you chomping it
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
so.
But I try to eat fairly well. I work out pretty much daily, 30 to 60 minutes a day. My mind, I read books on leadership, autobiographies, things that get me inspired to be a better person. And in terms of my spirit, I follow a rigorous plan of life where I try to go to Mass daily, Rosary daily, lots of prayers and meditation. At the end of the day, an examination of conscience where I try to look at my day. Could I have been a better version of myself? Could I handle something differently? What did I do well? And how do I repeat that the next day? So I try to do those things, and they keep me grounded. And my family keeps me grounded too. So loving them more, serving them better helps me with my day as well.
You mentioned a wife. You have children too, right?
I have a wife and 2 children. My daughter Angelis is 15 years old, and my son Elian is 12. He's going to be 13 in a few days.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So you seem like a role model of self-reflection, and that actually is one of the things most leaders score lowest on when we do 360-degree surveys. And it's one of the things they value most about coaching. It sounds like you're coaching yourself, and you're doing it fabulously, especially the self-reflection, beginning of the day, end of the day, and celebrating. I like to hear that you're celebrating successes for yourself and honoring that, because we're living during a time of complex, continuous change, and I find we don't stop and celebrate the little milestones.
That's right.
So that's fabulous. Is there a way you celebrate at work with others too?
Yeah, I give a lot of recognition. I try to do that for my staff, one, because they deserve it. And I oftentimes, you got to be very mindful of that and making sure you're very thankful to the staff. So we do that. We're trying to do more employee recognition events. So in the next few weeks, I'm going to be all over the state of Wisconsin, meeting people in Appleton, in Eau Claire, in Green Bay, all over the place, to show them how much I appreciate what they do, and really to get to know each other as well. I'm relatively new in the organization, so I want to make sure that I listen, I appreciate, and we develop a relationship.
Wow, that's fabulous. Very nice. So I guess I want to wrap up with kind of stealing from Oprah. She asks people, what's the one thing you know for sure? What's one thing that Hector Colon knows for sure?
I think that together we are better. Don't go alone. Go with somebody. Go together, because alone you can make a difference, but together you can change the world.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm so honored to be a part of this. Thank you for having me.
Honored to have you.
Yeah.